merely a description. It's a fucking language.
It is, and it's absolutely.
But it doesn't.
So
it doesn't
you're
solve
saying,
problems. It only allows one to see
wait a
a
minute.
phenomenon.
Math does solve a lot of
Wait
problems.
a-
A phenomenon. This is my understanding.
I understand.
Yeah.
I disagree.
Wait a minute. So you're saying that math is a language. So could it be that things are spoken into existence with math?
Maybe.
Mic drop! All right. Welcome to Mead Talk, where we believe that everything is better with mead. Now, in order to enter the realm of Mead Talk, you must drink at least 3 glasses of mead. So your host, your guests, have all consumed at least 3 glasses of mead. We believe that this is integral part of dissolving the filters of the mind and bringing people together so that we may talk on the same playing field. Because we believe that for thousands of years, people have come together and talked amongst the consumption of alcohol and food. So today, we get to learn what comes out of me drinking mouths, and it's pretty dang exciting. Pretty exciting. So, today's episode is all about philosophy.
Maybe a little bit of theology.
I have a feeling it'll lean there.
Yep.
But,
Brian, we're going to need you to step up to the mic.
So, yeah, we've got a few subjects that, just kind of lean either way. People can take them different ways, but it is philosophy at its core. We've got a few questions, some shower thoughts, and we might dive into some other shower thoughts if we have time. But I think we need to start with the shower thought, right? That's how we did it last time for philosophy, right?
Yes.
We started with a shower thought.
So we're going to give you a little bit of when you're in the shower washing your hair and all of a sudden a bolt of lightning hits you and you're like, WTF.
But let's explain that process a little bit. Because there's actually a scientific kind of thing there that happens, right?
Yes, when you're actually showering.
When you're showering, you're actually grounded to the earth.
Uh-huh.
Which is why most people have the best thoughts in the shower.
Yep.
Right? When you are grounded to the earth, when you take your shoes off, your socks off, you touch the bare earth, something incredible happens. Which is a whole other Mead Talk, right? But...
And water is conducted.
There is a reason that when I was in the Army, I drove a silver rod into the ground, and I lived on the 2-story building, and I tied a copper wire to it, ran it up through my window, and tied it around my ankle when I slept, because it grounded me while I slept. It's pretty phenomenal. Hydrogen ions are a real thing, and they can travel through electrical circuits.
Okay, way off the subject. Let's get to the shower
it's a little
thought.
bit, but jeez. Okay,
right,
way to cut me off. Okay,
yeah,
jeez.
I was falling asleep.
Okay,
shower thoughts.
You would have gotten a good nap. It was going on for a while there.
I know. I would have had a nap thought by then, and it would have been called a lucid dream.
A nap talk.
Yeah.
Hey, we'll get into lucid dreamings on another Mead Talk.
I know we will. So here's the first shower thought. Isn't saying something is indescribable describing it?
Boom. Everybody in the room sitting there thinking right now.
We have no comments.
That's a first.
Minds are blown.
Well, no, that might not be a first, but that's pretty.
If anybody has a comment, we got microphones.
Is saying something.
I need Slim Shady to stand up.
Is something. You're saying something is indescribable. Is it describing it? I think it is.
I think it is too.
Wait, did somebody just beat the mic?
Yes, I think Terry did. What do you have to say, Terry?
You don't have to raise your hand. You can interject at any point.
We're not at school, Terry.
Yeah, this is like a court of law.
I was making sure it was working.
It's working.
Okay, yes, you're good. We heard you loud and clear.
It's
That's
working.
a beautiful voice, Terry.
Reggie Lehman Charlie.
Beautiful voice.
So technically, from an English teacher's perspective,
Okay.
Oh.
English or
wah,
grammar?
wah,
What are we doing?
wah. To say that something is indescribable is describing it.
So you would concur.
I would concur.
That's
What?
yay.
When are you going to Boston? No, I'm just
So I actually fly out in about 30 minutes.
okay. Good.
I'll
I'm
be
glad you're
gone.
here.
I'll be gone for about 8 weeks.
That's good. Sounds
Yes.
about right.
10
Yeah.
weeks.
We appreciate. Yep. We'll see you in 6 months. No. If anybody's wondering, that was Susan. She's our non-descriptive bar manager. She doesn't like that title, but she handles a lot of shit, and she's our go-to.
She's our get shit
She's
doner.
been in Baltimore for a while. This is her first Mead Talk. She's been in the education
I'm just saying, Mead
field
Talk number
for
7.
quite a while. Is it number? I thought it was number 5.
No, this is number 7.
Where did 5 and 6 go?
They're up on the internet.
Oh, well, I'm
Yeah.
way behind.
Mead
I
Talk.
just-
Mead Talk. You just participate.
I just drink and show up. Kind of have to. All right.
so what are your thoughts about something indescribable?
My thoughts? Yes, obviously. If you're gonna say, well, it's indescribable, that's describing it.
I mean, it's a vague description.
Because it obviously says that you have a very low understanding of words from the dictionary, and you
describe
can't.
it.
Yes.
It is a bare bones description.
It
like
is.
kind of pitiful, but it is a description.
Right.
I mean, it's just like saying it was something that was there,
Yeah.
except it sounds better.
To say something's indescribable?
Yes.
No. To say, hey, there was something over there, or to say there was something indescribable.
Exactly. It is a description, but it's very vague.
Yeah. It's basically the
I
same
couldn't
thing.
describe it. Well, then you need to read the dictionary.
Yeah, I think it's important for people to be
Because
articulate.
If nobody's seen the movie about how the Oxford Dictionary became to be, then you obviously aren't going to be able to describe something.
You mentioned that more than once on Mead Talk.
It's a fantastic movie.
So you're saying we just need to play it for Mead Talk one night? Is
We
that what you're saying?
should. It's a fantastic. I've always wondered who decided we need a dictionary to define the words that we use. Oxford did.
Yeah.
Webster did.
Yeah.
Oxford was first, but they said, I want the most brilliant minds that
But-
we can find to define these words.
So I think another Mead Talk would be who defined them in the first place.
Well, that's easy. That's humans. We can and can't go there.
No,
but
I mean,
at the same time, like
we
y'all,
totally can go there.
we can. Y'all.
I mean, there was the development of the language, right?
Y'all is now in the dictionary. That is strictly a
Ain't.
Southern thing.
Ain't.
Is in the dictionary.
Just like taint.
That
Yeah.
ain't taint. What?
It ain't my
They hate
taint.
us
That's
'cause
what I'm
they
saying.
ain't us? Like, they hate us because they ain't us? I don't. Wow. Way off subject.
I think we're still on subject, actually.
We might be, actually. If we're talking about fucking words, I don't know.
So, our main subject for tonight, we have a couple of main subjects because they kind of coincide together,
Yeah.
right? So, I think I'm actually going to be able to make it through this Mead Talk, even though my voice is gone. But either there has always been something, or at some point there was nothing. Both of these scenarios are unfathomable and seem impossible, but clearly one of them isn't. How do you explain this?
Layman's terms, either Big Bang, we evolved from monkeys, or God said, let there be light.
I mean, those are three choices. I think there's other choices as well that
was
are out
only-
there in the world.
That was only 2.
Like, obviously, you know,
Matt can't
I've
count.
No, you said 3.
No, I said either
Yep.
Big Bang Theory.
That's one. We evolved from monkeys.
That was in.
That's 2.
No, that was in
Now that's
Revolution with We Evolved. Big Bang, that's scientific. Big Bang,
That's
we evolved
not-
from monkeys,
No,
or
that's not true at all.
God said, "Let there be light."
No, because the Big Bang can coincide with Christian
Big Bang
theology
always, no,
all day long.
Big Bang always coincides with evolution.
Well,
With
that's
Darwinism.
Darwinism.
Let me be specific. Darwinism.
But that's. Wait, I mean, yes, from the normal perspective, right? But
Brian, I need you to step up to the mic. Brian's talking. He's not stepping up to the mic. Here he comes.
I would
Just
say
no to Monica Lewinsky.
I'm just saying, I don't think one precludes another.
that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
You cannot say just because
Okay.
you think one thing happened, the other didn't.
exactly.
Hold on now.
So wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
I have something to say.
Okay.
You've talked a lot on this one already.
You
okay?
said you can't talk much, and I am actually
No, I said
wiser than
I
you,
said I
so
think I'm gonna be able to talk. Actually,
Let's go.
I think the Mead's got me good.
What do you have?
So, I believe that it is completely possible for the Big Bang Theory and Christian theology to coexist together because they both basically say this exact same thing. From Genesis 1, from nothing came everything. I mean, that's the Big Bang Theory, right? God spoke it into existence. Boom! It happened.
Scientifically,
It actually makes sense, right?
Scientifically, no. That is not what the science.
No, we don't know.
No.
community believes.
That's no.
Let's
I
say-
know that's not what atheist scientists believe, but there's also Christian science that has proven a lot of this stuff,
I
right?
think that's a mistake.
Getting into
I think that's a
theology,
mistake.
science and Christianity coincide.
Atheism and Christianity shouldn't have an impact on one's scientific.
Yeah, I believe
You're
so.
right.
Yeah.
You know why?
If one is being
Yeah.
true,
Science is
I just-
actually
yeah.
backed by God.
hypothesis proved, disproved.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think the Christian atheist bullshit, it's irrelevant.
It is irrelevant. I
It is.
understand that.
Doesn't matter.
Hey,
That's
buddy,
why I'm confused.
turn
why
that
atheists
turn that mic
exist.
up towards your mouth.
If you're being a
There
scientist,
you go.
you will not. That will not be an issue. That will be irrelevant. It means nothing.
So if you're a
being
scientist, in your eyes, are you either an agnostic or a Christian?
negative, it don't mean shit.
Why?
Your personal views in science are they don't coincide because
But
science
science-
is something that you can prove or disprove.
Okay.
Your personal beliefs and views and the shit that you've lived, that's not science, man.
So let's
that's
somebody-
your life.
Let's say
And
a
that ain't science.
let's say a scientist goes down the road of proving whether or not Jesus was crucified. Where does he wind up?
Can't. And here's the fact. And
Actually,
if
he
you do
can.
that, then you diminish the value of Jesus but then faith is not part of it. If science
No, I don't
and
believe so.
proof,
No.
if science and proof are going to be part of this,
Science
then
has proved.
then faith is diminished because faith is not
Science
something
has
that's proved.
proved.
This is
that
a whole
Jesus-
look. This is a
This
whole.
is
Has been
philosophical,
resurrected.
though. This is completely
This is
philosophical.
theological.
Yeah.
It is both. Yes, absolutely.
Science
But
has
you're
proved
saying
one
that
over the other.
Jesus can be proved, and I say if that's your tact, then you're
but
making a mistake.
but he has already been proved.
I don't think we're mistaken
I do
at
not
all.
believe that at all.
I don't think it's mistaken at all. I think it's pretty relevant. Like, okay, so my story as a person, right? At one point, I didn't even believe Jesus was a person that walked this earth, right? I was completely against it, 100%. My dad and I fought about it. Like, so many people that I ran into, I almost got in fist fights over it, right? All the while, these little things were happening in my life. I have no idea what the hell was going on. Slowly and surely turned me back, right? And I was seeking elsewhere. I was not seeking there. I was doing everything I could possibly do to get away from it. Everything. I searched Buddhism, the 3 million deities in India. I searched Myrna, like all these different deities, right? I like searched all over the place to try and find something that I thought would fulfill that need, and it couldn't.
Couldn't
Right.
stop the knocking
Yeah.
at the door.
Knocking at the door. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door, yeah.
It's a real thing. I mean,
Yeah.
if you're a believer, if you believe, that is an experience that is
I think,
definitely something that is real.
Hey, Brian, I think that's the first shirt I've liked since you walked in here.
I know.
It's a great shirt.
I don't think we can convey to Brian how much we love him.
No, but listen, man. Here's the thing. I think that trying to prove Jesus was a real person is beside the point. I think it hurts the faith. I think is
say that one more time.
Good. I think it hurts the faith. It's not what we need to be doing.
Because it is strictly faith.
Science is one thing, and faith is another.
But I think science and Christianity.
When I see those headlines this week where we uncovered the steps where
science
Jesus
and Christianity coexist.
Heal the blind. No, man, you can't prove that bullshit. You can't prove last week there was a crack deal on the steps on whatever.
Here's the problem. Here's my.
It's fallacy.
Here's my counter to that. Even if Christianity was proven, even if it was proven without a doubt, which it already has been, with that, and it has been proven without a doubt that Jesus was crucified and resurrected.
Do you know why it's got to be believed?
It's up to you. You know why? Do we need to go into the next one?
No, wait a minute. No.
Okay.
No.
Let's not make it that
look,
easy for
Brian.
Hey,
look, this has gone far off topic.
It's not though.
This is a whole other Mead Talk because we have somebody who we're going to discuss theology with.
We have somebody we're going to get up here for theology,
and so that's a whole other Mead Talk, and I think it'll be really fun and interesting to talk about theology. What we need to do, all right, we need to get like a Buddhist on here. We need to get like just different religions. Muslim.
We need Hindus.
Different Hindus.
We need Jewish.
We need to get different religions on here and talk because I think it's important. I think it's important for people to learn about these because a lot of people have their stereotypes about these different religions and stuff, and how they act and how they form and what they do and stuff. But I think it's extremely important. So we need to make note of this.
Yep.
And but move on. Now, regardless, the question, do we have anybody that remembers the question? It's a pretty in-depth question. I won't no, that's
not proved, but
no.
Is there?
So
there was either something.
Is
here?
it one or the other? Is it religion or is it science?
No. That's not the question at all.
That's
why I said it might get into theology because that's how people think. But what it says is either there has always been something, or at some point there was nothing, right? So either there has always been something, or at some point there was nothing. Both of these scenarios are unfathomable. They're unfathomable by the human mind. They seem impossible, right? But clearly, one of them isn't. Because one of them has to be true. Either there was something before, or there was never anything. Which one is real?
Can't they both be true, that at some point there was nothing and then there was something?
I don't know. No, because that would make one not true. But in a multiverse, how does that still...
Yeah, we don't like to talk about Hollywood.
See, I think it's totally possible that there was nothing and then there was something.
No, but a multiverse still doesn't explain what started the first verse. Yes, but how was it created?
But was it there or was it created?
Yeah, it's unfathomable.
It is unfathomable.
Right? That's what we're saying.
Either one of them is
This seems
true.
indescribable to me.
Yes.
Yeah, so you're describing it pretty well. You're describing the indescribable.
So I would say that would be a description of it. It's undescribable.
That led really well into this, and we didn't even
really
know
good.
that was going to work.
That
was so great.
That was good.
This is why you need to be here, Susan.
I know.
Mead Talks. That's what we're saying.
Thank you for being here for the first one after 18 weeks of being in Boston.
Baltimore. Where was she at?
Where was she at, Terry?
Baltimore.
Baltaless.
Yeah.
She was in miserable land.
So miserable. She had to come back to us.
So
the only reason she came back is because she missed us that much. That's all I'm saying.
The next shower thought we have is, If you didn't know your age, how old would you think you'd be?
If you didn't know your age, so if you didn't know time existed, how old do you think you'd be? Yeah, I'm in that range where I'm like, I'm pushing 120 right now. I think that I've lived multiple lives over in my mind, at least in solitary in a white room with a straitjacket. I'm just kidding, guys. Jeez. Everybody's looking at me like, what? No, yeah, I mean, I
think I had this lake house one time in Connecticut, and they made a movie about it.
Yeah.
It was around Amityville. I don't know. I may be 50.
So you're talking about stuff that's very interesting to me. But I think there are two ages, right? I think there are two ages. It depends on which one you're talking about. Are you talking about your physical age, how your body feels, or your mental age?
Okay, hold on.
It's a good question.
You have to understand the question, though. The question is, if you didn't know your age, right? So if you didn't know, like, if you didn't know time was a thing, if time wasn't a factor, how old would you think that you'd be? So it's really a mental thing and a physical thing. It's like,
That's my point. It's both. Like, because mentally, I would tell you that I'm much younger than my body feels.
Yeah.
So
I mean, if you had to put a
Right.
number on it, man, I guess I'd be somewhere in the 40s.
I mean, like I'm 120 in the body and 25 in the mind. So, I think it's different.
See, I'm like the exact opposite. I'm like, yeah, well, I'm an old body, but I'm also a very old soul, right? So, if people normally live to 1,000 years, that's what I would say I'm at. But, they don't. So, my body's at like 60, 70, 80, somewhere around there.
Yeah,
so that's
Meth-
what I'm pushing.
He's not Methuselah. We're going to move on.
Methuselah?
Yeah, Methuselah. Right. At least drinking age, Terry. Yes, ma'am.
As long as you're 21. Yeah,
Yes.
I agree.
But what if you're in a country where the legal age is 18, Terry? There's
I've
countries
lived-
that have a legal drinking age of 18.
I lived in a country where look, I've lived in a country where as long as you were able to look above the bar, like your head was above the bar, and you seemed mature enough, you could drink. I mean, I've had a drink with a 12-year-old at a bar. It's happened. It's not. It's reality. That was real.
Other countries exist.
Yeah, other countries exist. Yep, they're there. Germany was where I was at, if you want to know. And it's a different country. People develop a maturity around alcohol and around drugs and around other things when it's readily available, right? And the government doesn't, declare war on it, and they actually provide an education around it and how it affects you. Hey, Robert, you didn't even ask me if I needed one. Jeez, Lord Almighty, how rude is that? I ask you every time I get up. Every time. There you go. Jeez.
You have a water in front of you.
Yeah, I do have. That's to get me to the next drink. Whatever you want me to drink. I don't care. Look, I love all the mead. Okay, all the meads. All the meads. You want to mix it up, make it happen, do it. Experiment. I don't care. It's all there. Anyways, either there has always been something, or at some point there has been nothing. Both of these scenarios are unfathomable and seem impossible, but clearly one of them isn't. How do you explain this? How do I explain this? We've let everybody else have a turn as to how to explain this, which is what we do here on Mead Talk. We like everybody to get involved, everybody to have a say, because we believe that this is where people can come together and talk. And even if we disagree on things, we love one another, and we love each other through that disagreement. And it's a fantastic way to be.
It's a lot like family.
It's a lot like family. Sort of. Except for the family that you don't ever want to be around, so you avoid all of the family events and move away, far away, and
we don't
never
have
talk
the family
to them.
reunion and stuff like that, but we still disagree and we still live with each other.
It's how family should be, right? Is that where we're going?
Yeah.
But I just got done watching the documentary Blue Zones, How to Live Over 100. It's a really great series on Netflix. I've studied this in the past, and there's actually one zone that I wish that he would go to in China. It's really cool, but he never went there. I thought it was going to be one because they actually produce the most centenarians out of, and if you don't know what a centenarian is,
that's over 100.
Yeah, somebody who lives over 100.
Yeah.
Pretty cool freaking documentary, but one of the main things that he talks about and that he notices in every country, every place that he goes to, where people who live over 100 is that they are so connected with their family, friends, people around them. It's something that we all desire to have, is that connection with somebody. And it could just be one person, right? Could just be one person. Or it could be multiple friends. It doesn't matter. It's that connection and that community with people, which is what I've always desired to do, is create communities that are sustainable. But that's another Mead Talk. So how do I explain this? You know, I haven't given it much thought. Honestly. I figured that the mead would speak for me. And here it is.
Well, after 20 minutes of talking about other people, what about you?
That's what I was saying. That's what I was getting to.
Yeah.
Because
I still haven't responded.
I know. We let everybody else respond. That's what we do here.
Yeah.
That's what we do. We're cool like that. So I believe that something's always existed. I know that's hard to believe. But here's why. Because I believe that something existed outside of time.
We were talking about your age.
What?
Yeah, we were talking about your age.
No, I went back to... You walked away. I went back to the original subject of the Mead Talk.
I mean, okay. That's great.
I can talk about that too.
I can do that too. Let's keep going.
Okay. Well,
carry on.
I think that something's always existed. And here's why. I don't believe time has always existed. So something's always existed outside of time. It's another dimension that we are not able to see clearly,
you know
right?
Why I agree?
Why?
Animals don't have an understanding of time.
Yeah, they don't. They have a biological clock, I think.
And that's day and night.
But it's not like a conscious...
But there's no time.
Yeah. And so... but
for example, pets, dogs.
But they don't... But they're not in another dimension seeing into this dimension.
But they understand the aspect of when their body says, hey, it's about feeding time, and they get excited.
So this is one superficial truth.
They have a lot of dogs.
So this is one superficial truth. So I say that all religions are fundamentally different, but superficially the same, right?
Yes.
And so this is one superficial belief that
Ryan,
is the same.
Step up to the mic, brother.
That is one superficial... This is one superficial truth that is the same amongst most religions, right? Is that something exists outside of time or in another dimension, right? That we cannot filter with our minds or see. And I know this because...
Everybody has seen the movie Interstellar.
Yeah, Interstellar. That's a pretty freaking wild movie, man.
Yes.
Wild movie. But...
I have to respectfully disagree. I think it's exactly the opposite of that. I think most religions are fundamentally the same and superficially different.
Okay. So, this will be a Mead Talk, for sure. I don't want to get into it because it's long, but...
I want her to give a quick...
explanation?
Yes, just a...
So, Cliff's Notes, everybody believes, almost all religions concur that there is some higher power. Everybody calls it something different.
There's
That's
a deity.
superficial.
And that there are certain tenets and beliefs and processes that we should all follow, do, believe, whatever.
Uh-huh.
And to me, those are the fundamentals. And the superficial is what the church looks like or what you should wear, blah, 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 blah. But I think they're fundamentally the same and superficially different.
I don't think so.
I don't
Yeah,
think I
so
agree
like,
with you,
okay,
but that's okay.
we can go over this, but it's a lot of different religions to go. I'll give you an example. Buddhism, completely different. Completely, fundamentally, inside out. Okay, so this is one example. Fundamentally, Buddhists are trying to become absolutely nothing, right? They're trying to become their own gods, basically.
Yep, they are.
Yeah.
Yes, they are.
Totally. They're trying to completely disassociate from every feeling or natural human instinct, right? Yeah, I mean, I don't know the last time you studied Buddhism, but I've sat down with plenty of them.
Oh, you want to make it simple? Let's go to Scientology. Scientology believes they are their own gods. Scientology, they believe that they are their own gods. Scientology is a belief that you are your own god.
Scientology, in my opinion, just my opinion.
It's a cult. Yes. Thank you for the socialist back in the back. We love you, Brian.
Yes,
Brian,
I believe that is true, Anna.
How much we love you.
I believe that is true, Anna. All religion is a cult. I'm 100% behind that.
Yes, I agree. Anna, get the microphone. Get the microphone and say that for us, please, on record. Get that charcuterie, coochie.
You got to turn it on.
Most all
there it is.
religion is a cult.
Yes, ma'am, it is.
Because it's built on not a good foundation.
Exactly. I agree.
I 100% believe in
Completely agree.
That's why they joke about cult of the Highlands.
Yes, you're right.
You know, I don't, yeah.
Anna.
Yeah.
Bathroom, 20 minutes. See you there, boo.
So, yeah.
That's on YouTube.
I believe
Jeremy's
that.
still here.
Oh, wow. You're still
I
here.
thought you left.
You know why? Because he had a drink of mead. He
did.
couldn't stop.
He's about to get started.
He's getting
It's about to get crunk. By the way, for YouTube, this is the first time Jeremy's been involved. He's the third business partner.
Yeah.
It's going to be a damn good show.
Damn good
Damn
show.
good show. Fuck those, dude. Fuck it. I love those motherfuckers.
I know. We got to get them on here.
We got to fucking get
Anyways.
a hold of them. Yeah.
Anyways.
All right. Can we move on to the next?
No, you haven't given your explanation. I was in the middle of mine when I got interrupted.
Jeez, I know. So long. Okay.
But I believe that
Jeremy's
something.
leaving?
All right,
All
we
right.
appreciate you, brother.
We'll talk to you tomorrow, brother.
So I believe that something that existed outside of time possibly created time, right? And
Obviously.
it's explained through the sacred geometry of the world. If you have ever studied sacred geometry and the way that math works, the math that has
followed it quite well.
Yep. And I mean, so, without getting too much into my personal story, and who I am and what I believe and my faith, and my spirituality, all that stuff, which we will get into later down the road. I'm really excited to share that. Most people already know, I think. But,
Okay, can I have my turn?
I think something existed beforehand.
Okay. Here are my thoughts.
Nobody cares.
I know, but I'm still going to say it. You know why? Because we're on YouTube. YouTube. And we love you. Yes, ma'am.
We love you too, Stephanie.
Yes, we do.
Yeah,
love
girl.
You, Stephanie.
Hey.
Okay, Terry, we love you too. Trust me.
I talked to your husband. He's supposed to get on the 8th.
Hey, Anna is eating the shit out of that charcuterie.
Charcuterie.
But she's drinking water, so we're kind of gonna. There is a balance.
There's a good balance. Hey, that's one thing that my dad taught me is balance in life.
Yes.
It's amazing. Anyways,
all right, so
Robert,
my thoughts. There was nothing, and then that nothing was spoken into something.
By something.
Yes, but what does that matter? That's not the question. It's not a matter of who did what or what did this or when did that.
Well, no, that is the question.
No.
Something.
The question is either
spoke
one of the
something into existence.
Nobody said anything about spoke.
What that? No, that's the point. Is
no.
It doesn't matter if it was spoken. It doesn't matter if it was built. It doesn't
You're
matter
right.
if it was done. Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Because
there had to be something.
There was something. That something spoke into existence. It's in Genesis. It starts at Genesis 1.
Vibrations.
That's my belief.
Vibrations, man.
Can we prove that? That's what society has been trying to do for a millennia.
Yes. Yes. Yes, it can be proven.
Yes, we have proven Sodom.
What happens?
We have actually proven Gomorrah.
Wait a minute.
The fucking.
Wait a minute.
What's that Swedish shit they got going on with the ionic shit?
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
God.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
It's my turn.
Wait a minute.
Okay.
What happens when you break down the atom and the neutron and the proton? What do you get?
The atomic bomb.
What happens when you break those down?
They call it the God. What is it?
Every single time that you break down the atom, you get the God particle, right?
The God particle.
And every time that you think about that particle in a different light, whether it's a vibration or whether it's matter, it changes. That means that something controls whether it's a vibration or whether it is matter. That means that something can be spoken or vibrated into existence, into matter.
Let's take it back to the normal people.
That is normal. That's a common understanding in quantum physics.
Yes.
You sound like Stephen Hawking.
Yes.
With the flavor and the up and the down bullshit with the particles.
That is not up and down.
That's what you're talking about.
That is one.
No. That's what you're talking about.
You're
talking about those different flavors and the up and the down and the crazy subatomic particles.
It's all in the same direction.
That's what you're talking about, though. That's what you're referencing.
Yeah, Stephen Hawking's smart, man. I like
him.
No.
What you're talking about is that, man. That's exactly what you're referencing.
Are y'all taking Rocco from me?
Hey, y'all have a wonderful night. We appreciate y'all so much.
Rocco, love you, bubbies.
Hey, y'all come back to see us on Mead Talk tomorrow or next week.
Y'all will be there.
I was going to say tomorrow, but it's not tomorrow.
Yeah, I know. Rocco, see you, bubbies. Y'all be careful.
Peace, y'all.
Hey.
Hell
Appreciate you.
So, as you were saying.
Again, my turn. Stephen Hawking
I'm gonna go
is
Do you need anything to drink?
I'm good.
Yeah, I know, because I asked before I left.
Yeah.
That's what courtesy is.
I'm glad you're enjoying my vape that I brought you so you wouldn't take mine. I'm glad you're enjoying mine. So Stephen Hawking would... He was an astrophysicist genius. And he admitted on his deathbed there is a creator. I'm not going to say he admitted that there was a God, but he admitted that this didn't just happen out of circumstance. And there are many, many other physicists that have actually concurred. Many physicists have actually turned to Christianity because of what the Bible says. Because the Bible more coincides with science than agnostics or atheists. Go ahead, Brian.
I think you're just confusing the human need to believe in God.
No.
To have a God. To have that connection.
No, I'm talking science.
Listen, you're talking about people making statements, and I'm saying,
well,
this
just because a scientist makes a statement that there's a higher deity,
especially a dying man. You're talking about the statements of a dying man there.
We appreciate you, Winfrey. Thank you, man.
Wait, but why does it matter if he's dying?
I love that shirt
totally
too.
matters,
hey, you come in
dude.
with that on Saturdays, you get percentage off.
Do you want me to give you living scientists,
so you know.
astrologists that have said, yes, there is a higher deity?
I'm just saying, at what point in his life prior to that did he make that statement?
when he came to the conclusion after all the math that he can do,
which is the same conclusion Einstein came to, the same conclusion. I mean, how many different mathematicians came to that said yes?
Like God doesn't play dice with the universe is what you're basically.
Oh, this is where we go to.
That's the Einstein thing, right? That's you just invoked the Einstein thing. God doesn't play dice with the universe.
Can you discount Einstein?
Dude, I would not even.
Right.
This is why I like to dabble in quantum physics.
Such a thing.
This is
I'm just saying that I don't believe that the words of a man in his waning moments have as much weight as the previous work that he provided
do you
for
believe
40
a man
years.
In the moments
I'm not discounting it. I'm just saying that it has to be looked at with a particular amount of skepticism.
Do you not think that they looked at that? That man has looked at that in all of his beliefs, in all of his education.
Hey, let's be politically correct. His or
I'm just saying Twilight makes a different perspective.
I like Twilight. I like. Hey, can you turn that mic off if nobody's speaking in it? Appreciate that. So that kind of leads into the next question that is subsidiary of the main subject, right? I think we all have a point of view on the main subject. I don't know if it's all the same. We've had a few people interject and say something, but that's okay. We can all have differences of opinions. And, I mean, I think you and I even have a difference of opinion on this one. But I believe that time has to have space and movement involved, right? And so that is something. So I think that there was an entity or an individual or
a
deity. It was outside of time and space that created time and space, which I can explain through math. I can explain the mathematical equations by working backwards from nature, right? What nature produces on the norm around us, you can work that Fibonacci sequence backward, that golden mean backwards, and you can actually find how the universe was created by something.
Actually, not most,
outside
but
of
all mathematicians cannot explain the Fibonacci.
Yeah, you can easily explain it.
You can't.
Yes,
if you go into sacred geometry,
that's what it is.
It is, but there's no explanation for it.
Sacred geometry is a legitimate study, like it's a legitimate geometry.
Yes, I understand. That's how they explain how the pyramids were built.
Yeah, I mean that's how most things were built back in the day.
Right.
Because the advanced civilizations understood it back in the day.
But you can't explain the theorem. They understand it, but they don't explain how it came to be.
No, you can easily explain it.
How it came to be.
How it came? Yes.
Okay. Obviously, Fibonacci discovered it, but how?
Yeah. So you can observe it, but you can work the way backward to how the actual time dimension was built.
Okay. So we could also work backward from DC to AC on currents and why Tesla wasn't right or was right.
He was completely right.
He was.
He was the creator of it.
But why are we doing what we do now?
What do you mean? As in what?
Tesla wanted DC. We are on AC. Why?
No, he was the creator of AC and the transformer that actually converted it back down to the rate where it could be used into other places, like houses and stuff, where it wasn't. He was the creator of AC, and Edison stole it from him. That's well known.
And Edison now sells, well, I say now, but has sold for many years, what? AC.
Yeah, with transformers that were created by Tesla.
We could have had free power from DC that Tesla wanted.
No, it wasn't. That's a completely different form of energy. You're mistaking.
No.
You're thinking that there's only two. You're thinking of only one particular
Tesla
energy.
wanted everybody to have direct current, Jefferson said, no, we can make money off of alternate current. That's what we have.
No.
Yes.
No.
Do your research.
No. Okay, I worked with the Tesla organization for years.
Yeah, okay.
And their marketing
you can have
firm.
a cult that doesn't understand what they're talking about.
No, they built it. So I've seen it.
They
dude.
built it off of what knowledge?
It's called quantum energy. There's nothing like it that you've ever seen before.
And what current do they run off of?
They run off of free electrons that
and
move.
what current do they run off of?
It is quantum energy.
Is it direct or alternate?
I don't know what it converts into. It converts
Okay,
into whatever
well, then
a
we
house
have
uses.
to end this discussion. Because
Why?
I can guarantee you it's direct
I
current.
can get them on here.
You can.
I'll do it.
And we can have this discussion. Direct current was Tesla. That was free to everybody. Alternate current is what Jefferson wanted
We
everybody
need to get our
have.
phone line on.
Jeez.
We need to get our phone line. Yes.
We're
Phone
not
a
related.
friend.
We're
Yes,
complete
sir.
strangers. Brian?
When you're talking about math, though,
Yes.
as far as I know what math is,
Uh-huh.
in my experience with it,
Yep.
it's merely a language to describe phenomenon. I don't
No.
think it's going to find a cause for something. Yeah,
No, math is
completely.
absolute.
My experience with math is either we were describing waves and energy and curves
Math
and
is
areas
absolute.
and spheres and volumes and shit like
There's
that.
theorems, but
But
math
it's
is
not. It's
absolute.
not an explanation for
No,
things.
I
It's
disagree.
merely a description. It's a fucking language.
It is, and it's absolute.
But it doesn't.
So
it doesn't
you're
solve
saying,
problems. It only allows one to see
So wait a
a
minute.
phenomenon.
No, math does solve a lot of
Wait a-
problems.
a
Wait a minute.
phenomenon. This is
Wait.
my understanding.
I understand.
Yeah.
I disagree.
Wait a minute. So you're saying that math is a language. So could it be that things are spoken into existence with math?
Maybe.
Mic drop.
I
Boom.
strongly disagree. I think math. I agree with math as a language. It is a universal language. It's the
Yes.
same language that
Unless
every
you're doing
nation
Common Core
on the
math.
earth understands, and it is absolute. Can you convince me that 2 + 2 = 5?
No. I mean, I could try.
You
Because
can try.
0 is a number, right? So then it would equal 6.
But can 2 + 2 = 5? No, it is absolute. 2 + 2. If I put 2 drinks in front of you and I put 2 more drinks in front of you, how many drinks do you have?
You only got foe. I'm just saying.
Foe.
Math is just a descriptive device.
It's not. It's absolute. There's no
so what is it
description.
then?
It's
Are
a
you like
definition.
Pythagoras and it's
I can give you the Pythagorean theorem.
I'm just saying that the Pythagorean cult. We were doing the cult thing earlier.
But that was very solid
So
math.
That's why I brought that
So
up.
the Pythagorean, so that's all based off of sacred geometry, and it's actually come far from that since then.
But that's my experience. That's all I believe math is, and that's all it's good for and should be good for.
No, I mean there are a lot of theorems in math, yes. But math is absolute. And that is the universal language.
Science is not absolute; it changes, but
We're
it
about-
can be replicated.
We're about out of time and we haven't even gotten to the next subject.
No, we're not out. We're not about out of time. What are you talking? We got all the time in the world.
Okay.
What you talking? What are you talking about? About out of time? You crazy over here. All right. So, anyways, yeah, we should probably move on to this other question, which kind of leads. It's a main subject that kind of spawns off of the original subject, which is, what is free will?
What is free will?
I know this. Hey, this is philosophy. We're thinking deep here. We're going deep into ourselves. That's why I took a bunch of DMT before I started this. All right. I am here. I am there. I am everywhere right now. Okay. We are all over the place. I am. Look, you wouldn't even know half the places I'm at right now. So I am not sharing anything, but I'm sharing everything all at once.
What is free will?
What is free will? Hey, we're gonna talk about DMT on another on another one, a Mead Talk. Yeah, because DMT is pretty phenomenal. I am a strong believer in it. I just don't like to do it, but It's interesting what it's capable of doing. And it's readily available here in Alabama, just so you know. Anyways, before we get canceled, what is free will?
I'll start with that. Free will is your absolute right to do as you please. I'm not saying without consequence, but you still have the right to do what you please.
I think, okay, so I have a different definition of it. Now, this may, upset people, but this is what I believe free will to be. And you can challenge this or you can tell me different. It doesn't, it's whatever. But I believe free will is the ability to choose God or not to choose God.
Disagree?
I believe that is 100% the free will that we have. And it's the only choice that we have.
No. That is not the only choice that we have. You know why?
Why?
A lot of people have asked, why doesn't God stop rape, or why doesn't God stop murder?
Yes.
It has nothing to do with whether or not they choose him.
Yes.
It has to do with whether or not he intervenes.
No.
Yes.
Okay, so yes and no, but there's the free will that we're given and the reason that free will exists. And those are two separate things.
No, but free will is one of two things. You either have the right to choose by yourself to do what you want, or you have a system of guidelines that you have to follow.
It's a different question, though.
It's not.
It's a different question.
One question. What is free will?
No, I understand the question that is being asked. I don't think you understand the answer that's supposed to be given.
I can give you the answer. I can give you the answer. People ask,
what is it? What's free will?
Free will.
We need to do this where we face each other.
Okay, we do actually. Free will.
Because we disagree on a lot more than when I originally thought.
Yeah. Free will isn't just about the individual choice. Free will is also about why God doesn't intervene.
I think they're two different questions.
They're not. For example,
I think one is why does evil exist?
If somebody says,
and the other is what is free will?
Nope.
Free will is the choice.
It's the same thing.
To either do good or not.
No, it's the same thing.
No.
If somebody says, why doesn't God stop rape? Free will. Why doesn't God stop somebody from going to hell? Free will. If God intervenes, it is no longer free will. If he doesn't intervene with his children going to hell, it is no longer free will. He cannot intervene. Free will. What is free will? It is the choice for us to condemn ourselves to hell. That is free will.
To choose him or not to. That's free will. Now, if you're asking,
okay, we may agree from a different perspective.
No, you just completely did a 180 right there. You went all the way around and came back to the same conclusion that I said in the
but it's not
original.
Just God.
Yeah, it is. It's either him or not. That is free will. That is the choice. Everything else coincides with that or disagrees with it.
Not necessarily. We can talk to Catholics. Do they choose God? Do they go about it the right way? Can they get into heaven? No, but that's not our judgment.
You're not in the mic anymore.
I'm there. I'm right there.
But
other religions.
What about other religions?
A lot of people
or religions in general.
Yeah, a lot of people believe, hey, if I'm going to do good the rest of my life, I'm going to get into heaven.
Yeah, but a lot of people don't believe in heaven.
No, they don't.
They just believe that it's okay to do good and be morally okay, but it's subjective, not objective.
And that when they die, they'll have a peaceful life.
No, they just believe that when they die, they'll become a tree and they'll be printed on a Bible.
I mean, there are some
like
beliefs,
Dan Cook
yes.
says. Yeah.
Yeah, there are those.
But I mean, whatever. I mean,
but if in my core, free will is when somebody asks me why doesn't God stop rape? Because He cannot intervene in free will. The free will is the will of the human, and they will do as they choose.
Free will is the will of the human to choose God or not to choose God. If they don't choose God, they choose to do evil.
I do have a slight
If
difference
they
of opinion.
choose
on
God, they choose to follow God's will, right?
that. Well, we all know if you believe there's a higher deity, that morals come from God.
They come from somewhere, and they certainly don't come from me. Otherwise, I would be a completely horrible person, and I know this because I've experienced being a horrible person, and I've also experienced being changed
Yes.
by something outside of me that I cannot explain,
Right.
but it just so happened to be. Yes,
So
sir.
God provides atheists with morals.
Yes.
Yes. Actually.
Yes, sir.
They
beautiful
contend
statement.
that the good in man is provided by God, apparently,
Yes.
from what I've heard you say.
Yes.
That is
If not, then where do
At
morals
its
for
core-
atheists come from?
at
Because
its core.
atheists don't have a
I've
belief
seen-
of morals. So if let's say that you're an atheist and you believe that morals are provided
Wait.
by what, humans?
Wait, we have
What
a
says that
mic.
it's not okay for you
Can
to
you hand
murder
her
your
the mic?
family.
That. Yes.
You're
Let's
saying
talk.
moral equivalates to God. It doesn't
Yes.
necessarily mean that. Most atheists I've met have more morals than Christians.
Yes.
That's
But
bullshit.
where do those morals
Yes.
come from?
I don't give a shit where moral comes from.
Hey,
but
trust
the
me,
fact that you can
I've
be
seen-
kind, loving, caring,
Yes.
help your fellow neighbor
Sounds a
Yes.
lot like what Jesus said, but where did those morals come from?
because they think you should be a decent human being.
I
Okay,
100%.
but
Wait. Hold on, Robert. Hold
you
on.
know what? Most
Wait.
Christians, most non-Christians
Yes.
don't think they need Jesus or God to be a decent human being.
You're
Yes.
right.
That's what we're saying.
And a lot of
Oh,
them, a lot
sorry.
of them.
I've been talking.
Well,
I
we've
know.
been Mead talking.
Yeah.
So.
Where you been, Anna?
But no, we 100% agree. We just believe that those morals are written on the heart of every individual. But hold on, before you say anything.
Okay.
I've seen more atheists bring people to God than Christians.
Say that again. I missed the first part.
I've seen more atheists bring people to God than Christians.
Baby. One time in our life, we're going to agree, my love.
I know, right? Amen, bro. Amen,
Yeah.
sister.
But
Amen.
Well,
Why?
what gets in the way is honestly the church.
Yes.
Okay,
Take
I
that
agree.
That's
out.
going back to religion, right?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Thank
That's
you.
what we all agree on right
we
here.
are going to have somebody. What did?
But that's
Can
not
I-
true. Wait a minute, that's not true though. No, because but hold on. Yes. But
If a buggy's about to hit a car,
I know.
fucking put it in.
But
Yes.
but
the
a lot of
buggy
times
return. If somebody
here's-
needs 25 cents, give them 25
but here's the
cents.
problem.
Yes.
A lot of times my heart is selfish and I need some outside source to tell me, "Hey,
But that's
do the
your
right thing."
integrity. That's your conscience telling you
that's the
to
morals.
do the right thing.
That's what we're talking about. It's
If
the
world
morals.
would do the right thing, we would be in
Yes.
a better place.
Yes. But that's what we're talking about. The morals that are written on your heart is
do
outside.
the right thing.
but
do
that's
the right thing. We're all
yeah.
living life. Life is fucking
But
crazy.
how many-
do the right thing.
But how many
Right.
people have you been held up by at gunpoint?
Once, actually.
I've been held up multiple times at gunpoint.
Once at gunpoint.
So what
I thought I
told
was gonna
them?
die.
What told them to do the right thing at that point in time?
The devil took their soul and made them believe otherwise.
Wait a minute. So if you believe in the devil, you believe in the opposite, right?
I believe in God. I believe that there is a higher being, whether you believe it's God or not God, but there is a higher being.
But
That-
he
that-
wrote the morals on your heart to say, hey, that's wrong. To hold somebody at gunpoint, right?
But they let their whatever their beliefs lead them in the wrong direction.
But they may not even have beliefs.
So I'm
They do believe that there is something that made them think the way that they thought.
So I'm under the impression that
it doesn't necessarily mean the absence of God.
no, I never was alluding
there
to
is
that
right from wrong. I'm sorry, I'm being
there's
loud.
right from wrong.
There is right from wrong.
But who decides what's right from wrong? That's what I'm trying to get to.
Your conscience, your society, your integrity,
Okay.
your inner being.
So there's societies out there that still exist today that we have barely come in contact with, but we have. They're indigenous societies that believe it's okay to eat other people. Is that okay?
No, it's not okay.
Okay,
because
but
I believe
okay.
that it's not the right thing.
Okay.
But some people may believe that it's the right thing.
So it's okay for them to do.
No, it's not.
Okay.
In my mind.
Yeah.
In my mind.
If I'm stranded on, that whole Alive movie,
Yeah.
I'm going to eat that fat chick first, which is probably me.
Girl.
I'm going to sink my
So
teeth
this is
into
what I'm
her
gonna do.
ass.
She got the
I'm gonna cut my leg off
She's
and eat
Arby's.
it first and feed everybody else the food and try to make everybody survive, right? And so because I believe it's morally right to do so, right?
Everybody doesn't
Yeah.
have the same beliefs.
No, I believe that
Right.
everyone
Well-
does. It's just to what extent they're willing to do that, right? So
Well, you're right. I mean, I'm gonna give my shirt to Anna if she needs a shirt. I'm gonna lay down in front of a car for Anna if she's about to die. I'm gonna take
Right.
yeah.
the
And it's
blow
like
for
I've
her.
got it made. I just
But,
hang
like,
around this chick all my life. I'm
all
good.
people
I'm
don't-
good.
Stand
All
in the
people
street.
don't believe that, and that's either their
Old people?
conscience, their inner beings, their whatever that make them think otherwise. That
Wait.
they're better for that.
Did you
they're
say
not
old
worth it.
people?
I said other people.
Oh, other people.
Or their whole beings.
'Cause I'm old, so
They don't. Right is right and wrong is wrong.
yeah,
That's where I stand.
yeah, hell yeah. Appreciate sister. That's what we're talking about.
That's what we want to get to. And it's
But
it's based off of a certain theology.
Well, and what I want to get to is where
But
does
I
it?
honestly believe that in your heart you know what's right and you know what's wrong.
Yeah.
Whether
That's what
it's
we're-
from whatever or whoever,
Yes.
whoever puts it there in your mind to believe
Yeah.
right is right and wrong is wrong.
But so you've never had the question in your mind, where does it come from?
The higher being, God, Jesus Christ, the planets, the earth, the suns, the whatever.
Yeah.
Right is right,
and
wrong
that's
is wrong.
the point. Because
I'm sorry
if-
for stopping you while you were leaving, but
if we go into agnosticism or atheism, they think that human nature is human nature and they can do what they want.
It's
Because there
right is
are
subjective
no
right
morals.
and wrong
Yeah.
is wrong.
And they can't
So-
explain where right is right and wrong is wrong.
Yeah.
Because if it was by their definition, it's what they believe. I believe
Yeah.
it's okay for me to kill you. Why? Because there's no higher being to tell me otherwise.
yeah, it's
There's no
subjective rather than
morality.
objective, right? So there's a subjective morality that's believed amongst most atheists in today's society, and then there's an objective reality that comes from something else, right? Something that tells you, hey, I shouldn't do this. Whether it's, something that's from within or something that's from without, whatever it is, it's something that tells you, hey, I probably shouldn't do this because it doesn't feel right, right? And I mean, we can get into feelings all day long. I don't really have feelings so much anymore.
Yes, you do.
No,
Yes, you do.
I mean, I have feelings of anger, and depression.
You have feelings
and
of right or
anxiety,
wrong because
right?
you live. But
No,
yes, you do.
No,
you,
I just-
you have feelings of what's right and what's wrong.
No, I just-
whether you choose to do the right thing
So,
or whether you
I
choose
just-
to do the wrong thing.
Okay,
you
so-
have those feelings inside of you
No.
because that's your integrity and your conscience.
But
No,
a feeling,
so I've
a
been
feeling is
numbed.
different from knowing.
Okay, so I've been in so many situations where I've been numb to the point where I don't really feel those feelings anymore. I just choose to do right because I know that they're right, right?
No.
Right.
Not because my intellect is way higher than my feelings at this point, right? So I know, but
So you
the
make a
problem-
decision based off of intellect, not emotion.
Yes, not off of emotion, because I've been.
What would help the person or
Yeah, and I would die in an instant for any one of you. It doesn't matter who you are. Honestly, I would die for you, Anna.
If somebody
I would
walked in
die
right
for
now
you.
and had a pistol,
Because I
you're
know
gonna live. We may die.
I know that the
but that's
highest
not
act
based
of,
off of emotion.
I know that the highest act of
sexy.
love, I know that the highest act of love is to die for one's friends, right?
Sure.
For somebody else.
Sure.
And so I would do that for any one of you without feeling though.
And vice versa.
Vice versa. That's why we love you.
I'd beat you to it though.
Go down together,
They
baby.
gonna kill me first, Anna. I will fight you for
We're
that.
both gonna be jumping in front of the bus. Everybody's gonna be like,
Uh-huh.
why'd they just both jump in front of the bus? Because they're both trying to save each other. We don't know.
They love each other so
And
much.
they were labeled the
They just walked out of the meeting and they were fucking drunk. And they loved each other so much. And that bus was moving at 5 miles an hour.
Some will say it was an act of suicide, but God will know that we were both trying to protect each other.
And when we get up there at the
God is
pearly
good.
gates, we're going to give a fist bump and be like, I thought I had you, motherfucker.
And we're going to argue for the next 100 years.
Yep. Yep.
But at that point, we'll just understand each other.
Yeah,
It'll be awesome.
maybe.
Maybe. Hey, I think we're all on the same page.
Yeah.
What is free will?
Well, the world doesn't want to think that, but we all, if you get on the basis of human to human, we all just want to be good and help. We don't want the hate.
That's
We
what-
don't want the divide.
That's what we're trying to prove here, Hannah.
Society doesn't.
I would say that society like 50% or over 50% of society wants to do the right thing. But
Yeah.
the other people, the other part of society makes people question themselves, but they know what's in
Okay.
their heart to do the right thing.
I would say that a lot of people are pushed to do the wrong thing.
Or because
Okay,
it's a...
and here's why I say that, because I've been there, right? I've done the wrong thing. And
Sure, I've done the wrong thing.
I mean, so many times,
Sure.
right?
Sure,
And-
we all
but-
make mistakes.
I didn't
And-
mean to
but-
hit that bitch with a
and
bottle.
then hindsight 20 minutes later, you're like, fuck, I should have done that differently.
Yeah, right. And so, and honestly, some of it's ignorance, I would say, but also some of it is like, if I don't do this, what's gonna become of me?
Sure.
What are people
What's
gonna?
going to become of my children? Because
What's
because I have 3 children. In my sight, in my eyes, I want to do what's right so my children can
Yep.
follow, because we're setting up the next generation.
Yep.
Right is right, wrong is wrong.
Yep. But at the same time, people do wrong things in front of their children.
Some
For
people,
their
some people do the
children.
wrong things for the right reason.
Yeah, and it's
And that's bullshit.
well,
Yeah, I agree.
yeah. I would say it's
But
bullshit.
at the time,
And I've probably done that, and that's bullshit. Hindsight, you like I said, you
So,
look at it later. and
looking
you're just
at
like,
it, yeah.
I shouldn't have done that.
Looking at it later on, this is why I think that we should talk to our generations above us, and we should have more communication with them,
Absolutely.
because they've seen it, they've been there, but we should also respect what they say and actually follow what they say, because they've been there, done that, right?
Sure.
Bye, Susan.
bye, Susan.
But yeah, so I think that's
Bye, Susan.
Susan.
We love you, Susan. That'll be on YouTube.
Love you long time.
Food and meat. All right, but anyways, yeah, I think that we're all on the same page with that, and that's what we're trying to bring here with Mead Talk, right? We're trying to have the hard conversations,
Sure.
and so
I think a lot of people have the same views, just a different way of portraying them.
yeah,
It's
that's
true.
what he
and the
thinks.
media makes us divided.
Yeah, that's what he thinks.
I don't even watch.
I
the
think that a lot of us have different views, but it's okay that we have different views, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And yeah,
It's love.
yeah.
Just to do the right thing.
That's the common goal.
Be your brother's keeper, as my husband would say.
yeah.
Shove father, feed the people, whatever.
That's what. That's why I
yeah.
love your husband.
Yes. Yes.
Hey, I need to know if he's going to be here October 8th.
Maybe.
He hadn't texted me back.
I'll put it on the calendar.
There
what
you go.
happens October 8th?
He's making some
Mead
money
Talk.
right now.
Mead Talk.
What's the topic?
We're going to talk music. We're going to talk food. We're going to talk all sorts of things.
Okay.
Music, food, all that stuff.
I'll make it happen.
Hell yeah. I'll put it on the calendar. Yeah? You got
She
it in?
might.
I did. Look, I called him,
Might.
and we talked about it. I texted him, and he just hadn't texted me back. I know he's a busy man.
Well, he's in North Carolina right now.
Yeah.
Colonial Pipeline. Whoop, whoop.
What? What's going on there?
Catering. It's called a crossover.
Oh, schnizzle.
We're getting ready for Trump to come back into office and open up the fucking pipeline so we can make some fucking
It
money.
could be that bad. It could be way better than what we hear
And we
right
can
now.
make it. We can pay $1.50 for gas.
I don't even.
Nobody knows,
We can
honestly.
pay $1.50 for gas.
Oh,
And my
shit.
taxes will only
Looks like
be
he
at
wants the mic
40%,
now.
not 50.
My grocery bill's over $1,000. We love you as well, Stephanie.
Be
Thank you
careful,
so much.
Stephanie.
Hey,
No proof of
Mike,
climate.
Mike to the mouth. Tell me what you think.
I'm just saying, thinking that the price of fucking oil has much to do with the president.
I think it
is
has a lot to do
fucking-
with it.
That's horseshit.
Okay.
That is
so
absolute horseshit.
why
You know
did-
how long it takes to develop a field, to
Why
put a
Yes.
fucking
Why did
field in?
Basement
Yes.
Biden
It
shut
is
down the pipeline
insane.
Yes.
and all of a sudden
Biden
gas
ain't got
goes up?
shit to
Yes.
do with
Yes,
what we're
he
talking
does.
about.
Yes.
That
Don't give me
motherfucker
this
is
OPEC
minuscule.
shit.
He's been in there for 3 years.
And
you
he
know
has
how
fucked
much
us
impact
royally
that
Wait a
has
minute.
on the
Economy.
fields
Wait a minute.
that
On
have been
oil
developed.
Hold on.
alone.
That is
Hold on.
horse
Hold on. So, if we were producing so much oil before, right? And then the president came in with an executive order and said that you are no longer allowed to produce
drill.
oil or drill or drill off land or any future projects, any future
You did not
anything.
address what I'm
Wait a
talking
minute.
about. You just
Wait a
said
minute.
future projects.
Yes, wait a minute. And he said, you're not allowed to look for any more. You're not allowed to drill here anymore. You're not allowed to accept oil from here anymore. You're not allowed to get all these different sources of oil, right? You're not allowed to do it. And
Which
instantly-
sources of oil did he preclude?
Instantly, okay, so there's a bunch in Texas, there's a bunch in the Gulf, there's a bunch in other countries.
I'm interested to know. Well, the Alaska thing is a foregone thing. The banks have already signed off on not drilling in Alaska.
Okay, so
no,
the
sir,
banks-
no, sir. That horse shit about
So,
Alaska.
okay.
The banks have already.
The
that
banks?
had nothing to do with Biden.
The banks?
Nothing.
The banks?
Nothing, dude. I'm telling you.
The banks?
Fuck, dude. My sister works in. My brother-in-law works in.
That's
the oil industry.
fine.
My boss works in the oil industry. I know what I'm talking about. Biden had
So,
nothing
here's
to
the
do
thing.
with that Alaska shit.
Here's the
that
thing.
can't be brought up
Here's the thing.
legitimately
Here's
in
the
an
thing.
argument. It can't.
Banks,
It
hey,
cannot be brought
buddy.
up legitimately
Hey.
in an argument.
Hey, buddy, are banks controlled federally?
The banks control what those oil companies do for goddamn sure.
But are they controlled federally?
The banks control what the oil companies do, and
Who
what the
controls
oil companies do controls the price of oil.
Who controls the banks?
That's a different discussion. I don't know who controls the banks.
Okay.
I wish I did know who
So-
controlled the banks, but I don't.
There's
What
a
I do
reason-
know is
there's a
the
reason-
banks will control the oil companies, and the oil companies control the flow of oil.
There's a
Hence,
reason.
what I see is a scheme where people start talking about this Alaska shit. All these fucking crazy Republicans start talking about
Republicans.
well, they can't govern. That's why. And the reason
I
I,
agree.
say
I
that is
agree.
because they started saying the Democrat Party as a pejorative, and the
Yeah.
Democrat Party never existed. And now here, from henceforth, it's Republican. So the Republican Party, dude, they bring up these arguments, and it's horse shit. It's absolute horse shit. That Alaska shit is over, man. The banks have already said we are not funding that exploration.
Yeah.
That's got not shit to do with Biden.
Okay.
So every time I hear this argument about
I
Biden
didn't
doing this
bring
and
up that
Biden
argument.
doing that and Biden shutting down this,
I didn't bring up that argument.
it's insane. It's absolutely insane.
Okay.
The amount, yes, I agree. He has definitely slowed down gas.
Okay,
He's
there you go.
definitely slowed down gas. But all this horse shit about oil is bullshit.
Why?
It's absolute bullshit because he has not stopped the flow of oil in this country.
Okay.
It's absolute nonsense. They read all this horse shit and they listen to all these
Wait a minute.
these crazy right-wing
Wait a minute.
MAGA publications.
Look, I'm not a MAGA believer. I'm not a Republican. I am neither of those. So you're talking to the wrong guy. Wait. Why is that refreshing? You wouldn't be refreshing on a lot of my other views, though. But, well, I don't. Okay, so I understand, and I've let you, and I'll let you say that it's. I'll let you say that it's complete bullshit. But if I was to be in office and I said, I'm going to stop all oil production by this year, this date, what would happen to the demand and supply? What would happen to everything? And if I signed into executive orders that no longer can you pull oil from this field, no longer can you pull oil from this Gulf, what would
I
happen?
agree in that regard, especially when they're talking about shutting down gasoline and diesel engines. I agree with that.
Okay.
Now, that's true.
So that was
That's
like
an issue.
48 executive
But-
orders that were signed the first day.
But
of
the
Biden's-
horse shit about supply is bullshit. Yes, I agree
Yeah.
with you. Their attacks on demand are one thing, but the attacks on supply are another. And the attacks on supply are what are freaking all the Republicans out. And it's bullshit. Yes, that craziness on demand, which can be changed in the swipe of a pen.
Yeah. So there's a reason that I have never voted, right? There's a reason that I've never voted. I'm gonna let into some light as to who I am and what I believe for the next 2 seconds because we're way over time. But I am not a Republican. I am not a Democrat. I believe that we are built on a constitutional republic for a reason. I do not believe in a two-party system. I believe that we should be electing people based off the character and policies. And now, if one supersedes the other, I understand. And if it's our best option, then I understand. Sometimes character gets in the way of the policies for the country. Sometimes the policies get in the way of the character. And we need to make our best judgments based off of that, right? But I don't believe in the two-party system that we have inevitably ended up with. And why have we ended up with that in particular? It's because we have an overreaching, overpowering government that wants to rule all.
We are lazy. That's why.
Yeah, we're lazy because we accept it willingly, right? I have consensually accepted to the indoctrination of my children into the schools, the public school system. I have consensually accepted into the society as to what's going on in it as we speak.
So I could get on a rant with the government recently that has interfered with my life. Something that's very personal that I'm not going to get into.
Yeah, there's very, woof, yeah, definitely.
But
We're talking about our invisible business partners here.
No, I'm talking about a government entity that showed up at my house that wants to talk to my kids and this and that, and that's a whole different story than I'm going to get into.
Yeah,
Yes.
I've had them show up at my house and interview each one of my children just because I grow food in my yard. Just because I grow food in my frickin' yard.
So
It's
that
ridiculous.
That aside, I'm a firm believer on live and let live.
Yeah.
The only
Freedom, baby.
thing the federal government should have a say in is international dealings.
Foreign relations.
Foreign relations
travel,
is all they should have a say in.
Interstate travel. Yeah,
If
there's
the federal government wants to tell me how big my dick should be, fuck off.
Yeah, I mean that can be easily proven, right? That can be easily proven amongst the community, right? Those are things.
But that is
local issue. That's what you should take up with your church, right?
The federal government wants to butt in. Why? 1984. Huh?
1913. It's really.
No, I'm talking about the book by George Orwell.
Yeah, Orwell. Yeah, he's not a good guy.
Because in that book they weren't allowed to have emotions. They weren't allowed to love. They only were allowed to do the job.
Yeah, my emotions were stolen from me. I like to claim victimization here. I'm going to sue the government and society because we need to go, guys. Hey, thanks so much for participating in the Mead Talk. We love everybody here. We're so thankful for everybody.
It has been a successful one.
Coming and going and being here as they are. And if you are a royalty member, you will receive 50 points for every Mead Talk that you show up. I'm about to announce it.
50 points for the Mead Talk.
50 points. Anna, you'd be so far ahead.
I know.
So far ahead if you were on the royalty.
Anna, we love you. Brian, we love you.
I mean, royalty. Look, Anna should just be royalty by association.
I know.
I mean, that's
She's
what I've
pretty
said
much royalty by proxy.
from the get-go. From the get-go.
It's
from proximity.
The long black hair that gets me.
Oh, dang. It's those earrings, those
hoops.
It
is.
It's those hoops.
I know.
Dang. I tell my wife every time she wear them hoops, I'm like, I ain't in.
We hope y'all have a wonderful night. We're going to come talk to the people at the bar right now.
Yeah.
Off the mic.
Off the mic. Guy thinks he's OG. He thought he could rap and battle me freely, but he can't. And he doesn't understand. His plan is another mistake I just want to take. Let's say he goes on with it anyway. Does it shake or does it stay? Does it break or does it fan away with ease? Caught in the breeze, take a leap to seize the moment. They own it. I show them that, I can't relate to my problems because I got none to speak of, none to weep of, none to love. I deserve worse. Somebody say I preserve words for the rainy days. Well, it might be true to fuse its use in circumstances of death. You lost your breath. Continue to breathe through the earth and sea, and believe me, it's not the worst it could be.
And then he decides to take a vape, and he says, hey, wait, that might be rape with your ears and your words. What do? I don't understand what this is with society nowadays.
Turns.